Hey guys, Jim here once again, and it's time to get into another Todd Begg Steelcraft series knife. Now, for those that don't know about this, I'm just going to very briefly go over this. What Todd has done, instead of buying a full custom knife from him, which begins around $5,000, or buying a mid-tech knife from him that starts around $1,000 and can take you up to right around $1,500 or so, like this Glimpse, he has now decided to offer budget-friendly production-level knives through a partnership with Reate Knives. Now, the first series that I did on that were these two bad boys right here. This is the Sun Tzu Quaken. These have been extraordinarily popular. Everybody that's gotten one has been raving about them. It's been a tremendous success. Then he went off to do the Mini Bodega. For those that don't know, that is a lot smaller than the original Bodega, and obviously a lot more affordable. So a lot of us were left wondering, what the hell is Todd going to do next? The Field Marshal. Oh, the Field Marshal. This is one that you had two opportunities to buy. You could either buy the really expensive ones from years ago, or you could buy the super duper cheap Boker versions that had paid license to Todd to use his design. Now you finally have something in between. You've got something that's super high quality, great blade steel, fantastic construction, beautiful fit and finish, and you don't have to break the pocket because you're looking around $475. If you go into the Damasteel versions, of course they will be more to get a Damasteel blade, but if you're shopping on a budget, oh, these are going to be awesome. Now I've got two examples here. We've got the bronze and gold and the blue and silver. Each of these will have different blade finishes as well. Here, you get the all black blade, and here you get the two-tone. Now, this is actually a black wash blade, not a just a black DLC, so you can actually see some of the texture of the stone washing coming through. I kind of dig that. It's pretty damn cool. Let's get into the basics on this knife first before I talk about my personal feelings about it. So you're looking at a 3.95 inch total length on the blade, 3.625 inches of cutting length. It is 5.125 inches closed. And it is 9.05 inches open. You've got a hollow ground CPM S35 VN blade. Nice high hollow grind, by the way. And if you'd only ever seen the images of the prototypes, the flat was a lot lower, the grind was a lot lower on it. This is up higher where it needs to be. The weight on these is a little bit, and I mean a tiny fraction less than the original titanium Bodega. These are 6.04 ounces, so we'll just call that 6 ounces. It is quite a hefty sumbitch, but they have done work to lighten that. If you were to look at the interior of the frame, which I don't know that I can quite get in there with my camera, but they have skeletonized pockets out of the titanium frame. Obviously, these are all 6AL4V titanium, with exceptional milling work throughout. Let's focus on one at a time here so that my camera doesn't get screwy. Let's start right here. Wonderfully articulated work around that pivot, just gorgeous. And it really doesn't matter which finish you choose. They're equally as brilliant. It's like a starburst coming out from that pivot. It really is beautiful. Then each of these sections, it kind of looks like feathers to me, and I don't know really what the best way to word that is, but it has this fine feathered look to it. I think it's sexy as shit. And then the channel that's milled through here as an outline to the feathers. So you've got that channel there, and then that channel there is done in a more or less the polished, the machine polished titanium. You have 3 large screws here that hold the butt of the frame together up into the nicely milled back spacer. Look at that! A blind lanyard post. I totally dig that. I've been seeing that from more and more makers lately, and I dig that. If you look at a bodega, for example, here's the Tad Gear Field Grade Bodega. They've got a big hole in the blade, or excuse me, a big hole in the handle. If you look at the glimpse, it's a very large slot. Now, the people that don't use lanyards ever, they don't want to see that shit. They don't like having something detract away from the look of their knife for something utilitarian that they're not even going to use. So it's nice to see that they did the blind post here. It's a press fit post, and they've cut away the back spacer that allows you to run a lanyard through there, tie it off, and if you don't use lanyards, got a nice clean look all the way around. Here's something that I particularly found fascinating, the pocket clip. This is gorgeous. Number one, it's blind screws. There's no exposed hardware holding the clip into place. Number two, it is perfectly melded into the contours of the frame. Number three, if you look at the highlighting that's been done around each of these, I guess you could call it portholes, looks amazing. Then you've got the ceramic detent ball, which has become a signature of Todd's. He did create that look. Oh yeah, look at that. Just gorgeous. And I love how the light dances off all this amazing millwork. Now this is really nicely done all the way around. Just beautiful. And you would think that all that precise machining came out of Todd's shop. It didn't. This is the Steelcraft series. That means it was done by Reate Knives in China by David Deng, who, by the way, again, I have to always explain this, lives in China. They're not just farming shit out to China. That's where David lives. It's not a sweatshop. There are not tiny children assembling your knives. It is him and a small team of his machinists that do this work. And they just keep getting better and better and better. And you've got every upgrade that you would want in a custom knife. You have a ceramic IKBS bearing system. You have a ceramic detent ball, which I'm not sure I can quite get in there for you to see. You have, yeah, you feel that? Well, you don't feel it. You can kind of hear it clicking. That's your lock bar over travel stop. That's integrated directly into a hidden steel lock bar insert for a steel on steel contact, where you don't see it at the end of the lock bar. And of course, that incredible action that we've come to know and love from Reate Knives. And that's on a big, bold, badass Todd Begg design. What I dig about this is an artistic version of a tactical knife. You look at the fuller, it's not just a straight-on fuller, it goes up into the angled thumb ramp that has your jimping. Got a nice forward choil here, and because of the shape of this blade, it just follows the shape of your thumb. Everything about this is really brilliantly designed when you look at it. You don't see it at first. You're like, well, it looks kind of funky. What it is, it's actually extremely ergonomic. Lots of belly to that blade. Great for any kind of cutting task you can think of. Still got a nice tip for piercing. And the way the handle feels in your hand is fantastic. It's got a nice degree of curvature here. It just feels good. And here's the thing, if you've ever handled any bodega, a lot of people thought, well, it's a little thick. And then they did the bodega slim to make it a little bit thinner for people. But this, while it has the same height to it, the width I should say, the width this way, it's not nearly as thick. So you're going to get more of your hand around it, and I think people are really going to appreciate that. Let's take a quick look at the blue. Great action. And by the way, my two knives here are not even broken in yet. They're brand spanking new. I carried the bronze one for a couple of days. I have not yet carried the blue. Yet the action is fantastic right out of the box. Now, that wouldn't be a big deal if this were a full custom knife. You go, well, yeah, the fucking action should be great out of the box. Well, realize this is a production knife. They're going to make hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these. And it's not a single knife maker sitting down and flipping it and breaking your knife in for you before you get it. It's a production knife, so it's going to have some break-in. So for it to really feel this good out of the box, I can't wait to see what it's like in a month. I'm having a hard time deciding which of the two finishes I like the best. There's something about the blue, the way the light just dances off of the color. It looks amazing. And I'm a blue jeans kind of guy. I wear blue jeans pretty much every day. So this is a great match for pretty much anything I wear. I also wear a lot of black. So that's, oops, banged it into my carbon fiber. So the black is going to work for me as well. So this is a really, really great color combination for a lot of people out there. I know when I posted a couple of pictures up on my Instagram, at least two people chimed in and said, those are the exact two versions that I ordered. So these are going to be very, very popular. Now keep in mind, they're just starting to deliver this past week to dealers, so it's still going to be a little while before you're going to get these in your hands. And there are a lot of variations. There are a lot of variations now, and there are a lot of variations coming. So if you don't see the one that completely lights your ass hairs on fire, don't worry. Keep coming back. Keep checking, because you're going to find that one. There's going to be so many, it's ridiculous. The Damascene steel is going to be pretty damn hot. I do know of one version that's coming because Mark showed it to me, and I've been busting his balls about it on a pretty much a weekly basis. I love how these came out, but there's going to be a full hand-rubbed satin variation. Now that's great for two reasons. One, it's really going to give you the feel of a custom knife. Number two, it'll be these knives that will be the first that Reate has ever done a true hand-rubbed satin finish. When you look at Reate's satin before, it's usually a vertical finish. And it's very much a machine finish. It's not quite as fine as a hand-rubbed satin. You're getting an indication of what that's going to be like here on the flats of this blade. Now you can imagine when the whole blade is going to look like that. And that's the ones that I'm the most excited about. Or I should say those are the ones I'm most excited about. My 5th grade English teacher would have been so disappointed in me. This is great. I'm a fan of both brands. That's the thing. I don't know how many I'm going to end up with at the end of the day, but I'm probably going to fill an entire Pelican case with nothing but Steelcraft knives. I think they're friggin' fantastic. I think you've got some great quality, some great action, some great choices. You know, and then, you know, Todd Begg Knives in general. I'm a huge, huge fan. I friggin' hate friction folders. You guys know that about me. But I carry my little mini glimpse friction folder a lot. Been carrying this thing for 2 years now. I love it. In my eyes, it's almost like Todd can do no wrong. You know, I've had my my Big Red now for several years. And let's see, this is now August. In 2 months, I will have had Big Red for 4 years. Now, out of my current collection of modern tactical style knives, that's the oldest in my collection. That's going to be given to one of my sons when I die. It will never leave my collection. I have a very strong attachment to that knife. Everything that you see in front of you varies wildly in price. But everything you see here in front of you is a representation of excellent design and fantastic fabrication. Whether it was Todd, a Todd shop that did it, or it was done by Steelcraft in David Deng's shop, you're guaranteed to get something that's going to blow you away for whatever price point they happen to sit in. Do yourself the favor. If you're not ready to make the jump into custom knives or even mid-tech knives, take that $475, throw it down on one of the field marshals. And I can promise you this, especially if you've only ever had production knives, you're going to be so friggin' blown away when that thing arrives that you're not going to know what to do with yourself. You're just going to go, holy shit, this should be $600-700. The fit and finish, the action, the quality of the materials, and the intense amount of detail work that's been put into this. How can you go wrong? Dear God, look at that booty. Look at that booty. I love the little touches, the extra little details that, to be honest, you should not be getting. You shouldn't see that from a knife in this price range in a full production knife. They don't have time for that shit. Just the fact that it's blind screwed on that clip is awesome. Just really awesome. And then the skeletonized pockets, and then to polish the chamfered edges. I mean, that's really wild. Got that feather pattern coming through here very subtly. Just gorgeous. So it's obvious that I'm very glad to have these, and I'm very glad that you guys are here to watch this. And I want to hear from you, as always, when you get yours. If you have yours on order, when you get it, come back here into the comments section and let everybody else know what you think. Am I right? Am I wrong? Doesn't matter. Everybody's going to have different opinions of certain things. Obviously, quality is not an opinion-based thing. The quality is high. Ceramic IKBS, ceramic D10, flawless action, S35VN, great quality steel. But you're going to have your personal preferences as to how you like the milling, how you like the feel of it in your hand, how you like the choice of using S35VN instead of any other myriad of blade steels that are out there. Let me know what you think, and let other people know what you think. And I honestly believe that you're going to be impressed when you get it. To get the host of options that you're getting in the price range that you're getting it in, it's pretty wild. Look at that shit. Look how cool that is. It's hard not to fall in love instantly. So, yeah, check back with me. Keep an eye on my Instagram. You're probably going to see a whole bunch more of the Steelcraft series in various models in my collection. I can't stop. I'm addicted. And I tell you right now, and this is not to, I don't know, this isn't to make a direct comparison between Todd's actual mid-tech work that you see there in the Glimpse 5.5 and these production knives. But I'll tell you this. Yes, there is a difference. There's obviously going to be a difference when you pick up one versus the other. However, it is not a night and day difference. So if you've ever looked at one of Todd's much more expensive knives, you know, $1,000, $1,200, $1,500, and went, you know what, I'd love to have that, but I just can't afford it, grab one of the Steelcraft series. Again, there is a difference, but it's not like, you know, going from a Honda to a Bentley. It's not that big of a difference. It'd be that big of a difference if you picked up one of his $5,000 plus customs. But it's close enough that you go, damn, I've got something of real quality here in my hands. It's Todd's original design. This is, by the way, identical identical to the original Field Marshal. So to know that you've got something that precise in your hands, and you didn't have to spend $1,500 to do it, that's a really, really great thing. And if you got the $1,500, I'm going to tell you this. If you got $1,500, order one of these. But if you're spending $1,500 on a knife, you could probably also afford another $475. So I'd say buy both. Because there's a time and a place for everything. This is probably not going to be the knife that you're going to want to really abuse on a daily basis. Nothing wrong with throwing a bit of abuse this way. Alright guys, I'm out of here for now. I've got more videos to get done. I just wanted to share my love once again for Todd and his work, and for David and his work. And I don't want to gloss over that fact at all. David is doing exceptional work. He's got a great partnership here with Todd. I'm very, very happy to see these guys together, because it allows more people to experience the quality that David is putting out because Todd's name is on the design. It's also giving people that want to own a Todd Begg knife that can never justify the expense, or perhaps could never afford it, they're given a more affordable option. So I think it really is a marriage made in heaven. So with that guys, I'm out of here, and I'll see you on the next video.